All right, if you are always the guy who treats women right all the time, you do everything right to try to make them happy, to try to please them, you're a yes man, you text back right away, you're always available, and you do everything that you possibly could think of that you've been told, but you still get ghosted, you still get left on red, and you get left for the other guy who barely puts in any efforts. It's because you're doing it all wrong. You've got it all messed up. You're being too nice. You're a nice guy. You're not a nice guy. You want to be a nice guy, a guy who is confident, who is sure of himself, who is in his masculine energy, but you don't want to be a nice guy, a guy who's doing too much, because it's absolutely killing the attraction of the women that you're being with. Now, I used to be that guy years ago, and it took a lot of hard lessons to try and figure this stuff out. I mean, it has literally taken me over a decade. But I'm going to share with you the difference between a nice guy and the guy who is a nice guy, but a masculine man who is in his frame, who's confident, who is caring and sweet to a woman, but also warm. And that's the man that you really need to try to become. I used to do too much. I used to be too over the top, buying gifts all the time, texting back right away, being too available, and just being blue pilled, you know? So let me tell you about this girl that I used to see a long time ago. This is way back when. I'm 33 now, and this was when I was 18. I was a senior in high school. And this girl, she mesmerizing to me back in the day. She had all the qualities that I wanted in a girl. And long story short, throughout high school, I was in the friend zone with this girl. I did everything. I was too available. I was giving her everything she wanted, needed, doing favors for her just as a friend. I was just too available, and I was too nice. I didn't have any edge to me. She would always leave me for another guy. I would just get friend zoned. It's so embarrassing to think about, but she always left me for another guy. And I ended up going in the Marine Corps. I was in combat when I was 20, 21 years old. I was in the Marines for 4 years. And then I got out around 2014. I was in another relationship for about 2 years. And when that relationship ended, we reconnected because she always had a special place in my heart. We lost contact over the years. And when I broke up with my ex that I was living with for 2 years, we reconnected. I had her fly up to my place. We had an amazing weekend together. I was a completely different person. And we're talking about, this is like 6 years later. And she even could tell. I mean, she was crazy. It was crazy. Incredible chemistry. Our physical attraction was there mutually. I mean, the sex was amazing. We had the vibe. We connected. It was incredible. And the level that she got turned on was just through the roof. And I'm not trying to like put myself on a pedestal or anything, but I'm just trying to help you understand, bro, the difference. So after having this 4 to 6 years of going in the Marine Corps and kind of being in this environment with a bunch of assholes, it really helped to give me more of a balance. And I ended up going down my fuckboy phase, my player phase for several years. And honestly, I ended up being at a point that you don't want to get to long term. I was too far red pilled. I was too much of a dick because you don't want to be a bully to girls and you don't want to be an asshole to them. You don't want to be a jerk, right? Now, if you're like I was so soft. I was predominantly raised by women, and then I went in the Marine Corps to become a better man. I wanted to improve myself because I saw deficiencies that I lacked. And so the Marine Corps helped me with that for 4 years. I needed more of a balance. So I went in, it made me a much more balanced person. And when we reconnected, I was a completely different man. And she saw that. And so it was amazing just seeing the contrast. I think every man should at least go down into that phase for a little bit. Explore the red pill phase, but you have to take the meat and leave the bones, because there's a lot of bullshit in there that I don't agree with. But if you're too much on the simp side, if you're acting like a beta blue pill dude, you need to go. And if you're too far on that side, you need to venture down into the red pill space a little bit. You need to explore some other areas. And honestly, bro, it would probably be good for you if you were a little bit of an asshole. You need to be warm and loving and caring, but you need to be, you have to have confidence, which comes from doing hard things. But you really need to be able to be warm to women, but also disagreeable at times. And so the guy who is the blue pill beta, he has no backbone. He's a yes man. He's responding right away. He's texting her when he's working out. He's dropping everything for her, doing her favors when they're not even sleeping together. Okay? But you need to have a little bit of an edge. And if she says something that you don't agree with, then don't agree. Like, you don't have to be so agreeable. And that was an issue that I ran into. And ultimately, I learned it the hard way. Like with this girl, I learned it the hard way. I let one get away. We dated for a little bit, and then that fizzled out. But that's the thing, man. Like, if you're too nice all the time, it's going to push women away. You cannot be too nice all the time. You have to have a backbone. And the issue is, you right now, a lot of guys watching probably struggle with being too nice. They think that if they buy gifts, if they're so available, if they just vomit their emotions to a woman, that it's going to make her like them more. Or if you just, stay in the friend zone for a while and just kind of are very nonchalant, you're very low key about it, thinking, if I'm just a good friend to her, that eventually she'll like me more, she'll be attracted to me, and she'll maybe want to date me more. I did this and it doesn't work out. It's not going to work out for you. So you cannot be too nice, because it will push women away, and you cannot be too available. Live your own life. Go meet and date other women, right? Go stay busy. Busy in school, busy in your job, building something on the side that you're passionate about. Your hobby, hitting the gym. So you need to be busy and have a busy life. My second point is, now, why do women chase the bad boys, right? It's not what you think, okay? It's not about being a dick. It's not about being an asshole, okay? Because here's an issue with the red pill space. The red pill space talks about being really cold, really closed off, really distant with women, and that's not going to work for you long term, okay? You don't want to be an asshole to girls, right? But the element with the bad boy is, the bad boy archetype is, think about James Bond, right? He's stoic, he's masculine, he has confidence, he has that aura about him. He's a gentleman, he's warm, he's caring, but he's also, he's magnetic. He is his own man. He does what he wants to do at the end of the day. Okay? But he has the right balance. But you see, the bad boy does what he wants. He's a man on his mission. He does what he wants when he wants to, and he says what he wants when he wants to. He speaks his mind. And so that's what you need to try and go for, is have your own beliefs, have your own values, and be your own man. Be the lone wolf. Be the lion amongst the sheep, okay? Now, the nice guy is, he's too agreeable. He's a yes man. He thinks that he can just buy attraction from a woman. That the more stuff that you buy, the more time you spend, the nicer you are, the more her attraction is going to increase, right? No, sir. So that's the thing with the bad boys is that's why women are drawn to bad boys, because they are men on their mission. They're on their purpose. And you guys hear me always talk about on your mission, on your purpose. They're busy. They're working on their passion projects. They're focused on their school, getting their degree, their trade, they're building a side project, a business, whatever it is. You're hitting the gym, right? You're on your purpose. Women, and that's the thing, is that bad boys do what they want to do, okay? But you don't want to be an asshole, because then you're going to push them away. All right? You just need to have a little bit of an asshole side. And so, for me, really going in the Marine Corps and having that experience really helped balance me out, because again, I was around and raised by a bunch of women growing up, and I was too soft. I was a pussy, to be honest with you. And so I needed to be in that environment, that polarizing environment, where you're either eaten alive or you conform. And so those of you out there right now that may be watching this and you're just getting out of high school trying to figure out what you want to do and you're really soft, or maybe you've been in college and you're not sure, hey, look, go in the military. The Marine Corps will definitely harden you up. Literally I can tell you right now, the only reason, bro, I went in the Marine Corps infantry right out of high school was because I sucked in school. I didn't want to go to college at the time, and I wanted to become a better man. So that's the thing with that, guys, is that's why women are attracted to bad boys, okay? It's not because they're an asshole. It's because they do what they want, and they have their own life going on. They're not going to drop everything. If they're not free, if they're busy, they're going to keep living their life and get back to her whenever they can, all right? Now, the third point I want to go over is at the end of the day, you need to be a man that can just completely walk away from a woman. Completely walk away no matter what. So if she doesn't want to be with you, you're not begging her to come back. Oh no, dude, because that's gonna push her away even more. You understand? There's a girl. I'll give you an example. There was a girl that I was dating, I don't know, maybe six or so years ago. I was in my late 20s, and we had amazing chemistry. Very attractive girl, but I was too much. I was still, even after the military, I still had a lot of learning to do. I mean, I still had at least, I would say, 2 years or so of learning to do before it really started to click. Dated this girl for about a few months, and she started pulling back. It wasn't really working out because I was way too over the top with her. I was way too needy. I was way too available. I was vomiting my emotions to her, telling her how I felt so much. And it didn't work out. She didn't want to be with me. And I haven't had a girl break up with me in like years, literally years. She didn't want to be with me anymore, and I was so obsessed over this girl. Like, this is crazy. You got to hear this. I was so obsessed over this girl that I literally was sending her massive paragraph texts, and she got to the point where she wouldn't even text me back, and then maybe after several days, she would literally send me a couple words. Like, I was obsessed with this girl. I couldn't stop thinking about her. Well, why don't you want to be with me? Well, why don't you want to come back? What did I do? Like, I'm doing this, and this. And I was doing all these things, bro. Like, I'm telling you not to do. Buying her flowers, texting her too much. And I was so hyper-focused on this girl. I had a job. I was in school. And I was still obsessed with her, bro. Like, I was putting her on a pedestal. And women, bro, don't want to be on a pedestal. They do not. It's crazy. What they say they want and what they actually want are completely different things, okay? It's true. So anyway, she was very cold, very distant. I pushed her away, and she said she didn't want to be with me, and I kept pushing, and the more I pushed, the more she pulled back, and that's how I did this for several months. And it was something I struggled with this girl for really, like, I would say at least 6 months. I was like obsessed with her. Even got to the point where, dude, this is crazy, right? I literally started diving into astrology, and I went to go get a tarot reading from like a fortune teller lady, like a palm reader, bro, to find out what was going on with this girl because she wouldn't talk to me. Like, I literally went to a fortune teller, like tarot reader. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't get shit from it. She gave me like some general basic answer, and it didn't do anything. Okay, so my point is, if a woman doesn't want to be with you anymore, if she doesn't see the value in what you bring to the table, then just be willing to walk away. Because if you don't, it's making you look weak. Okay, and she's not gonna come back to you. She's gonna lose respect for you. But you have to have an abundance mindset, my brother. And also the internal value that you hold yourself to. Your internal value, you have to be willing to walk away. You have to have an abundance mindset, which means you have options. You know you have options, and that comes from having the internal belief, the internal value, internal confidence. Okay, it's not about the watches, the cars, the status, how many Instagram followers you have. It's not about what car you drive, any of that stuff. It's about the internal value. So you have to know your worth. And if literally a woman doesn't want to be with you, if she doesn't want to see you again, like, okay, cool. Have a nice life, or not even respond back. It's really not that complicated. Okay, so don't make the mistake that I did. You just have to move on with your life. That's all you have to do. If someone doesn't see the value that you bring to the table in that relationship, you have to just forget about it and move on with your life. I know that's hard to hear. And I know it can be painful. But that's what you have to do. That's the only thing you can do, because you can't control what happens in life. You can't control what happens if somebody doesn't want to be. It shouldn't even matter. You should be so busy with your own life that you're not stressing about one woman, putting one woman on a pedestal. There's millions of women out there, okay? And you have to know your value. But in order to know your value, well, you have to actually build your value as a man. And I'm not going to get into that in this video, but you have to build yourself into a man of value, which means you have shit going on. You're moving the needle. Okay, you're constantly upgrading in life. You're constantly improving. All right, so you have to, and that comes from just doing hard things, building a life that you're proud of. Okay, and confidence takes a long time to build, but you have to be willing to walk away. At the end of the day, you have to be willing to walk away and not care. It doesn't matter how hot she is. It doesn't matter how good the sex was. It doesn't matter. Like, if you think that she could be a great wife, bro, it doesn't matter. If she loses interest, you have to just walk away, let her go. There's a quote that I love, I remember, and it went something like this. One of the hardest lessons in life is letting go. Whether it's love, loss, or betrayal, we fight to hold on and we fight to let go. And being able to just surrender and let go of things in life is one of the biggest things that I've ever struggled with for years. It took me, it took me years. I didn't really start to embrace this until, I don't know, maybe six or so years ago. I mean, this girl was actually one of the pivotal moments for me that forced me to just have to let go of the situation. And I was able to let go when I started focusing on what I could control. What I could control, my life, my body, my mindset, what I'm feeding my mind, how I'm living my day, okay? So remember that. And when you just walk away, she's going to respect you more. And, you know, that's the reality. She's going to have more respect for you, whether she wants you or not. It doesn't fucking matter, okay? So anyway, that's really all I have for you guys today. That's the biggest thing. But stop trying to be the nice guy and just be a more balanced man. You don't have to be the bad boy. You don't have to be an asshole. I don't want you to be an asshole. But stop being the nice guy. I want you to be the ascended man. The ascended man is the evolved man. He's in touch with his healthy masculine, his healthy feminine. He's open with his emotions, but not gushing his emotions out, okay? He's warm and caring and loving, but also firm and confident and grounded and passionate, okay? Like, this is the ascended man. He's cool, calm, and collected. He remains undetached. So powerful. So, anyway, that's all I have for you guys today. If you found this video helpful, I want you to hit that like button, comment down below something that you struggle with, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.